From state politics to federal politics, why?
It's a fairly simple explanation. I'd reached a point where I'd spent 13 years as the member for Canterbury, 4 years as a very senior cabinet minister, 5 years as the deputy leader of the opposition. And I just felt that I had given a lot to the New South Wales Parliament, to my party in New South Wales, and it was time for me to do something for, not myself, but something to take my experience, my passion to a broader field, and that's of course the federal parliament.
How long has this been on your mind? Surely it must have been something that you thought about the last couple of years?
Many people have spoken to me over the years about running federally. I've never taken it very seriously. I had been thinking for the past 12 months that I was looking at where I was going to take my career into the future, and serendipity stepped in, and about a month ago the federal people spoke to me and said, was I interested? There was lots of discussion, lots of negotiation, and finally today I've publicly declared I will be the nominee for the Federal Seat of Barton.
Tell us about the Federal Seat of Barton. What type of people are there? What sort of issues they have?
It's so good because I actually live in the seat of Barton. So at the last redistribution, the new drawing of boundaries for seats, Barton went from a notionally Liberal seat to a notionally Labor seat by 5.4%. And what's fantastic is that the seat of Canterbury, the state seat that I represent now, actually sits mostly within the federal seat of Barton. So I'm really familiar with the issues. I'm very familiar with the people. People know who I am. There's some new areas that I need to do a lot of work in. So it's incredibly diverse. It includes the airport. It includes Brighton, Lassans, Hurstville, Campsie, a lot of issues to do with migration, a lot of issues to do with second, third generation migrants, but an astounding place to represent.
And today, explain how your day was, because if you had to go to Canberra and go do all that, I mean, that would have just been daunting.
I think I woke up about, I don't know, it must have been 3:30 this morning, and I just couldn't get back to sleep. I got out of bed at 4:45, got myself in the space to understand that it was going to be a big day, packed a bag, got in a taxi and went to Canberra and basically didn't stop. Did a fantastic stand-up press conference with Bill Shorten, Tanya Plibersek and Anthony Albanese. Did lots of media interviews, walked around and got introduced to lots of people in the Parliament. My feet are very sore. There was a union rally there with the CPSU, whom I'm very close to, and got on a plane and came to Brisbane via Sydney. And here I am.
Now, let's talk about Carol Vale and the great work here over the last 2 days that are coming up. It's great to see that this taboo subject, I suppose it's been said, that is getting out there and things need to be done.
Look, this is a brave conference, and everyone that's attended this conference are brave people. And for Carol and Greg that have put this conference on, and the other organisers, it is peeling back a layer that has to be peeled back so that we have the capacity to talk about these issues and talk about them. The long-term trauma and effects of child sexual assault. And let's not mince words. It is a serious issue in our communities and it has to be spoken about.
Noel Pearson said some really good things this morning as well about saying a lot of things need to be done, but it also starts with parents.
Well, it has to start with parents. I mean, you cannot abrogate your responsibility as a parent, no matter who you are. And that is something that needs to be put front and centre for our people. And for that to happen, it requires some, as I said, some very straight talking. And good on Carol for having the gumption, the foresight and the wisdom to convene this discussion.
Well, yourself, Marcia Langton, Noel Pearson, you obviously believe that this is something that needs to be done too. So hopefully this is being the first conference. The second one might be somewhere else around the country.
I have no doubt. I mean, you look at the people that are here, and they're good people, and they are people that are working at the coalface. It's easy for me to talk about these issues, you know, from slightly a removed sense, because I'm in the Parliament in terms of policy. I'm not there on a day-to-day basis at a grassroots level, and all power to the arm of those people.